Welcome to We Are Soccer. Today, I'm lucky enough to have the 2004 Michigan Jaguars 04 Academy team with me. They are out in beautiful California this week, and they are playing in the national championships. They've just got through the group stages with 2 wins and 1 loss. I am lucky to be joined by Coach Dan Diac, players Amailia Villarreal, Lindsay Ramos, and Megan Oliver. How are you guys doing? We're doing all right today?
Yeah, we're doing good. Enjoying
Lovely.
our rest day right now, parked under a palm tree, but yeah.
Under a palm tree, there's nothing better than that. That is fabulous. All right. So, Coach, thanks for joining. Thanks for bringing your team on. This is Coach Dan Diac. And Coach, today, as the girls mentioned, there's a bit of a rest day, right? So when's the next game? When's that coming up?
Hello, Craig, first of all, and hello everyone that's going to watch your show. Today it's a rest day for us. Next game is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 11. And actually we're going to play nationals on the quarterfinal, which is another Michigan team. We've been bothering them for past few years, right? So we're looking forward to the new challenge.
Good. And you guys have advanced pretty nicely, but it came down to that third game in the group stage, right? Where you guys needed to get that win and hold on to see what happened. And I believe you did that. Tell us, Coach, tell us a little bit about that game, if you could.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you come on events like this, you have to play 3 games back to back, and everybody says you got to take 1 game at a time. But as a coach, you try to plan ahead for the whole event, right? Unfortunately, there was no resting days for us, and ourselves started the first game, and we played a team from Connecticut, Oakwood, and we actually played them. Was on a third game in Florida on a showcase, and we tied them 1-1. So I think they knew how we play, we knew how they play. So it took a lot of energy out of that on the first game, and we ended up winning 2-1. So going on the next game, played a different opponent with a different shape, different system. So we tried to adapt, and unfortunately it didn't go the way we wanted. We just lost 2-0. I would say in two set pieces. We came after 1 goal after a throw-in and after a free kick, right? And we tried to bounce back, missed a couple chances, didn't happen. So then it all came down to obviously the last game, which was Colorado Rush, the team that came in the competition as ranked second with I would say a different system of play. They were playing a 3-4-3 with a diamond on the middle, something that we didn't play in our league through the year, right? So I think we had to adapt to their style, and we needed a little bit of help from the other game across also, where West Coast played Oakwood, and even though West Coast was up to nothing, Oakwood was able to tie them to 2, and with our 1-0 win, we were able to advance. So it is exciting. I thought it was a great game. From all points. I think there's a lot of people around the field watching. College coaches and everybody was excited about the two team performances. So.
Yeah, I did read a little bit about that 2-2 tie to help you guys advance. So you've come into this as the number 8th ranked team in the nation. Is there a little bit of pressure on that, Coach Dan? Do you feel that a little bit, or is it just you like to get your team up, get them out and go and play, or do you not think about the kind of rankings?
As a coach, I don't think much about the ranking, to be honest, and I don't think the message to the players across the year was about ranking and winning. And I mean, if you look back in time, everything we had to deal with this year, and how our season was, with online training and individual training and quarantine, and now we're training, now we're not. I mean, we just get excited to get out there and have the opportunity to play soccer, So I think what's really great about this group of kids is they like to train, they like to play soccer, they like each other, and that's what we're doing. You just take 1 game at a time and just try to push it as far as you can. So I don't think coming as an 8th seed, or if you're coming as a first, will add anything to us. We just go on every game and we set up individual and team goals that we're going to try to achieve, and we know that if we're able to do it, we deserve to win, and if we're not able to do it, then we deserve to lose. That's how life is. So
yeah, I love that attitude. I love that answer. Why don't we start with Lindsay and Megan? You girls out there under the palm tree, do you guys pay much attention to the rankings? Do you pay much attention to other teams that you'll be playing, or is it just is it just go out, have fun, and try your best and see what happens? What do you guys go into games thinking, or into tournaments thinking?
I feel like we go in kind of knowing, but we try not to think about it at all. I'd say we'll prepare to play the teams like from a style standpoint, usually not necessarily ranking. Like we'll just try and see what we're up against. But I think we typically just try and go out there and do what we know how to do and see where it takes us.
And we don't let it get into our heads, the whole ranking stuff. So
Good.
Yeah, you never know how accurate it really is anyway. So like, and there's always, I don't know, it's not that reliable at the end of the day.
especially in COVID times.
A lot of people have messed up seasons.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes an absolute lot of sense. Amailia, if I can ask you the same question, do you pay a lot of attention to the rankings? You're actually, you're playing up 2 years. I believe you're in 06 playing on the 04 squad here. So there's a lot of kind of hype around someone of your nature playing up like that. Do you pay attention to that, or you just kind of put it out of your mind and go play soccer and have fun?
Well, like no, personally, me, I don't really like think about the rankings and like how the team, like the rankings themselves for the team. But like individually, we'll look at the team, we'll like break into groups and like look at their style of play, look at some film on them, and then we'll all reflect on that like the day of the game, like a meeting before the game, and then we'll go into that with that information and base our game off of that. But we don't really change our game ever. We just kind of adapt a little bit
Sure.
in order to be successful against the other team, like we did against Colorado Rush. So no,
Sure.
I personally don't think that much or rely that much off the rankings.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you a question. I saw the clip on the Jags Instagram the other day of you scoring that goal from just on the top of the box. That was a very nice strike with your left foot. Are you predominantly left-footed, or can you hit it that way with both feet?
Well, personally, I think I'm predominantly right-footed, but like I'll use both if needed. Like at like how you saw on that clip, I used the left foot there, but predominantly I'm right-footed. But I mean, it was the time right there that I needed to use the left foot, because if they would have saw like from past, like if they would have like looked into us and how we looked into them, they would have seen that we predominantly go up the right side a lot. So you have to like change. Sometimes you just have to adapt like right there in the game. So that's what
Cool. I like that answer. Well, for you can for someone who played college soccer at a very high level and only had one foot, you've far surpassed what I could do, because I can't kick a ball with my left foot. So good for you. That was a heck of a goal with your left foot from the top of the box. So let me ask you girls this, collectively, the three of you. I know you guys have all mentioned doing a little bit of video analysis and study. Is that something you enjoy? Because back when I was playing youth soccer, that was never around, but it was sorely needed. Is that something you guys enjoy doing? Do you look into it a lot? Can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a really cool resource that we have just in the year like 2021, and with the Girls Academy, every single one of our games is videotaped. We use like VO, which literally just videotapes it by itself. It can just follow the ball. It's really cool. But it's a really nice resource just to have for ourselves and to like see what we're up against, because I don't know, I've never been able to watch myself play, obviously, because I'm myself, but it's nice being able to look over it and then being able to see other teams too. It's fun. It's cool.
Yep. I love that. Dan, I should say coach.
Yeah, now you can call me Dan. It's okay.
Is the video analysis and watching video on other teams, is that something you and your staff kind of get into a little bit? Is that something you develop game plans around other teams using? This because video analysis, like I said earlier, is not something that was around when I was playing, and especially in the youth segment here. So is that something you guys use often? Is that something you kind of develop game plans around?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feature to have, and even though it's a lot of time consuming, I think, it's youth soccer and it's about the development of the player. So I think the first reason we do it, we set up, like especially with the Girls Academy, we set up goals for them that they have to, try to execute during the game, and then they will go and watch themselves playing, and then they try to measure the success and the failures of the goals, right? And then they'll report back to me with their success, and then we can talk and try to figure out areas of development. So that's, I think, the main focus. You do it, and then also to help us set up those goals, we like to watch the opponents playing as well, just so we go in and we have an idea of what might happen, and then we can set up those goals and it help us work on these goals. As a coach, I like to eliminate the random part of the game as much as you can, because it will help us maximize our time on the field and help us develop as individuals. So that's the reason we do it. But yes, we do it.
Great. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the Jags and the Michigan Jaguar organization in a whole do a great job of getting you guys game tape and analysis, and I've seen a lot of them do that, and the organization do, and I think it's just a great feature that sets the organization apart from a lot of other clubs. So it's great that the club is putting a lot of money into that and a lot of stock into that, because it does help you guys as coaches set up for games and set up your players to be in the best situations, which ultimately helps their development. So it's great to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys are playing Tuesday against the Nationals, the other one of the other teams from Michigan. They are ranked a little higher than you. They are a very good team. I've seen them play. What are you? I know you said it's a day off today. You're hoping the girls get some rest and they're not doing a lot of swimming or running around on the beach. I see the beach in the background there, girls. Are you guys preparing? What are you guys doing today to prepare for that big game tomorrow?
This is a question for me. Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, that's good.
For most of the day, I think, well, Dan told us we had a team meeting at 10 a.m. today, and we all just met to recap the game yesterday. And we didn't talk so much about the Nationals. We'll do that more tomorrow before the game. We'll really zero in on the game in front of us. But today he said to physically, mentally, and emotionally recover, because yesterday was a high stakes game and it was a lot of hard work on our bodies and our minds. So now we're just going to take the day to relax a bit, and then tonight and tomorrow we can start really focusing on the next game. But luckily, since we're playing the Nationals, who we've played numerous times, luckily there's less unknown about the other team. So yeah, but we have siblings here, which is why you can see me under a tree. My brother and sister wanted to go surfing, so I got to sit out and sit in the shade. But that's okay. I was watching them. It was fun.
That sounds like fun. Amailia, how are you preparing for the game tomorrow? Kind of just relaxing in the hotel room there?
Yeah, so I did a little walk earlier, a walk and stretch, and then just a lot of hydration, so that I'm prepared for the game tomorrow. And then also I watched the men's games today, both the Croatia game and then the Switzerland and France one. Both were both seemed really high intensity. So I watched that in order to prepare, just calming down but mentally preparing myself for the game tomorrow, thinking of what we're gonna do,
Sure.
how we're gonna execute it, that type of stuff.
So let me ask you this, Amailia. You mentioned the two games, Euro 2020 games that were played earlier today. Those are probably two of the craziest games I've seen in a long time, back to back there. When you watch that game, are you just watching for pure entertainment, or are you picking out a player or two maybe who plays in your position? Are you taking mental notes on things that happen in the game, certain little elements that you can maybe introduce into your game? Or like I said, just watching for fun and entertainment? What do you do when you watch those games?
Well, yeah, when I get the chance to actually watch them, I watch and try to incorporate some things that I see in their game into what we do. Granted, the fields that we're playing on are a lot smaller, not as wide, so we can't exactly do everything the exact same, but it does help to see some things that you might do, but to maybe execute it better and see the outcome later on. And also some things that they might do negatively, maybe not necessarily being Spain and playing the ball back to your keeper and having that goal go in, but maybe how they built more. But Croatia had a really strong back line for most of the time. So maybe mirroring that into our game and being connected how they were.
Love it. Love it. So I do a lot of work with some of the training camps and stuff. And one of the things that we've been trying to talk a lot about is to the the younger generation coming up is watch those games and then pick a player. So I was always a right midfielder or a center forward. So I specifically picked the player or two on the field that in my position, and try to watch the runs they make, try to watch the things they do in the ball or without the ball. So it sounds like you guys are way far ahead of that. You're watching how they build, you're watching how the teams actually set up defensively. So that's one of the reasons all three of you girls are at the level you're at, which is one of the top levels to play at. So there's no reason you guys can't go on to win the entire thing and be number one in the nation, right? There's nothing stopping you, right? Just like Switzerland today, no one gave them a chance of beating France, the World Cup holders. And look at that, they knocked France out in the first round of the knockouts. And they're going on to the next round. France is going home. So I wish you guys all the best tomorrow versus the Nationals. I hope I'm watching the game and seeing you guys put some balls in the back of the net and ending that game with a thrilling victory for the Jaguars organization. So best of luck. Thank you again for all your time today. Very much appreciate it. And we look forward to getting some more updates throughout the week.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
We're
ladies.
happy to be here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.